Hey y'all, Kelly Whitney here with another thing older black women should tell younger black women but don't. The lesson for today is learn to take a joke and then put the jokesters exactly where they belong. Fuhad and James from the ShxtsNGigs podcast are in hot water this week. They appeared on Andrew Schulz podcast and made black women the butt of some questionable jokes, and the internet is taking them to task. To be fair, I've never actually watched a full episode of the ShxtsNGigs podcast. I've only seen them via social media clips, and I did follow them at one time on Instagram, but I subsequently unfollowed them because I don't like that kind of toilet humor. I think it's juvenile, it's boring, and it's giving Dana Carvey, and I'm not a fan. I did watch the apology because, like everybody else, I've seen the criticisms from different black women complaining about you let that white man clown us and then kikied and laughed in his face. I've seen so many of those. I had to go back and see what they were talking about. So today, after I watched the apology, I watched about an hour and 20 minutes, some of which I fast forwarded through, to be entirely transparent, because how many minutes can I be expected to reasonably endure of one man saying he's gonna suck another man's dick if he gets bitten by a snake? But I did critique the apology, and my take, lame. And it was lame for one very important reason. Fuhad and James never said I'm sorry to black women. Not once did they identify who it was they were actually apologizing to. How you gonna say I'm sorry to just everybody? Lame. There was one part of the apology in particular that got on my nerves enough that I actually wrote it down. I think it was James who said, when you're part of a community, you don't realize that you can hurt your own community unintentionally. Pardon? They've been doing that podcast for like 5 years now, and their audience has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and is now global, which is why they were here in America, catering to their American audience. And you're saying you don't know that you can hurt your community? It's giving lame. Yeah. And then this part of the apology I also thought was lame. I think this was Fuhad who said, mistakes make you a better person. And then somebody said, you're not born a perfect person. We hope we don't let our community down again because we do this for you guys. It felt like pandering. It felt like I needed them to say, sorry, black women, we love you, da-da-da-da-da. I needed them to address us directly. It felt performative. It didn't hit the mark at all for me. I feel like if they were really sorry, it wouldn't have taken them days to apologize. You know what I mean? Even in passing on an episode, they would have said, yo, I know you guys aren't really thinking, da-da-da-da-da. But they didn't. They waited and watched holy shit, we gotta apologize. Trash. The episode itself, it was over 2 hours long, but the 80 odd minutes that I watched, it was just nonstop race jokes. I actually took notes on it. Andrew was all about the stereotypes, and he was gleeful. He's just hopping all over his chair. He makes jokes about Nigerian pilots. He shit on Irish people. He did a redirect and come back to us. Then he shits on the royal family. I mean, under his commentary, they are basically a tourist attraction and nobody in Britain really cares about them. And then it was back to cracking on black people again. Not even Princess Diana was safe. And then British people in general apparently are completely repressed. It was pretty much an equal opportunity shit fest for everybody. Everybody got Fuhad and James. I do feel like they care about their audience. There was a point in the episode where they were talking about their live shows and feeling that they got, engaging with the audience, making things interactive. And I could sense, or at least I perceived, some affection when they were talking about their audience. So that did quite a bit to make me feel more kindly toward them. Their obvious rapport was why I was initially attracted to them. But that toilet humor, that bro, I'm too old, darling, you do understand. Situations like this where people blow up on the internet for all the wrong reasons is usually a lesson. And I think in this case, it's not necessarily a lesson for them, because the reason that Andrew felt comfortable joking like that with Fuhad and James about us was because a black man is still higher than a black woman on certain totem poles because he has a penis. So they have that in common. You see what I'm saying? I think as black women, the goal for us is to know when jokes are going too far and when not to pull our support. I don't think that Fuhad and James should be canceled by any means. I do think they bear watching, because if we sense a consistent pattern of behavior with them, then we should quietly just fall away, because the way that we are treated in the world right now, I don't really think that we can safely tolerate this kind of just widespread jokes and whatnot at our expense. It's too critical out here for us. We're not safe. We're mistreated. We don't make as much money as everybody else. Being the butt of jokes is being disrespected. Being laughed at is having your humanity stolen because nobody cares about your feelings. You see what I'm saying? When we encounter these celebrities or whatever and we decide, no, you went too far. It's not about getting on the internet and fussing and fussing and fussing. It's about not buying their fucking products. It's about not buying tickets to their shows. It's taking away your subscription, taking away your follow, taking away your likes. That is the appropriate response. You see what I'm saying? Just like I mentioned earlier in this video, I did follow ShxtsNGigs on IG for a bit, but I stopped following them when I realized that I did not care for that kind of toilet bro humor that they excel at. I think that older Black women don't talk to younger Black women about stuff like this because you have to understand, I remember a world pre-internet. Jokes like this, when older Black women have encountered them in the past, a lot of times we did not have the authority or the wherewithal or the freedom to tell you to kiss our ass and then pull our support because it was happening in real time. It wasn't happening on the internet. It was happening in our face, and it was from the boss, your kid's teacher, or something like that. The jokes, you could not escape them, but you also couldn't fight them without creating a whole lot of additional repercussions. And so it made it easier for us to just absorb the stings, absorb the slights, take those shots. You see what I'm saying? And now we don't have to do that because we can pull our support, we can pull the follows, pull the subscription, don't buy the show tickets, don't buy the products that they endorse. We have recourse now, but a lot of times in the past, Black women didn't, especially Black women of a certain age. I think as a group, Black women need to stop allowing this kind of behavior to continue without repercussions. And I hope that we watch Fuhad and James, and I hope that we never see another example of just blatant disrespect like this again. And I don't think we should lose sight of the fact that it's comedic, they're jokes, but I think there is a line when things go too far. And someone might say, well, oh, it's just funny. Yeah, it's all fun and games until some Black woman is assaulted by a group of knuckleheads who just left a comedy show. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I got for today. I hope you guys come back for the next video. Bye.